Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. How are you? I hope you'd be fine. आज हम स्टार्ट करें कैम्ब्रिज लोअर सेकेंडरी बुक 7 chapter number 11 functions, and we are going to deal with the questions related to functions and graphs and everything included in that. So watch the video till the end and try not to skip the video or you'll miss the main points. So starting with question number 1, it says Angelo is twice as old as Sabrina. Acha. In these type of questions, basically you have to use algebra as well. It says Angelo is twice as old as Sabrina. Whenever there is such type of a statement where there is written as twice or thrice or two times, it means the quantity that is given before twice is if it says it's twice, it means Angelo is more, right? If it says Angelo is twice as old as Sabrina, it means Sabrina is younger and Angelo is older. Okay? So try to understand these. It simply means how we can say it? Angelo equals twice means 2 multiply by twice matlab multiply by 2 as old as Sabrina means the age of Sabrina. Whatever the age of Sabrina is, if we'll multiply it by 2, we will get the age of Angelo. This is what this statement means. And if it is like Angelo is 3 times as old as Sabrina, then the statement would be Angelo is equals to 3 multiplied by age of Sabrina. Similarly, if Angelo is 4 times the age of Sabrina or 4 times as old as Sabrina, then the statement would be Angelo is equals to 4 multiplied by Sabrina. Now they're saying how old is Angelo when Sabrina is. Now they're telling you the age of Sabrina. How old is Angelo? It means you have to find out the age of Angelo when Sabrina is 4 years old. So what we will do, we will simply make an expression over here and then substitute the values accordingly. So if Sabrina is 4, we will multiply 2 by 4. We will get the age of Angelo, which would be 8. Right? If Sabrina would be 4 years old, Angelo would be 8 years old. If Sabrina would be 6 years old, we will multiply it by 2. We will get 12. Then Angelo would be 12 years old. And if Sabrina is 12 years old, 10 years old, we'll multiply it by 2. That is, whatever is the age of Sabrina, Angelo would be multiplied by 2, double the age of Sabrina. Okay? And where did we get this from? By making this statement given in the questions. Okay? So it's basically we are finding the age of Angelo from all these questions. This is part 2. This is part 3. And then if I ask you to tell me what would be the age of Angelo if Sabrina is 12 years old in part 4. So answer me this question in the comment section. When Sabrina is S years old, how old is Angelo? Now we have to make an expression if we are not provided with any number. Instead, we are provided with a variable that when Sabrina is S years old. Suppose that is, earlier they were saying that when Sabrina is 4 years old, what would be the age of Angelo? What we were doing? We will multiplying the age of Sabrina by 2. So this time again, we will use the same expression, that is Angelo is equals to 2 multiplied by Sabrina. So if Sabrina, given that Sabrina is S years old, that is we don't know what is the age of Sabrina, it would be 2 multiplied by S, and when we multiply a number by a variable, it becomes 2s. So the age of Angelo would be 2s. You see, when Sabrina is S years old, how old is Angelo? That is, now we have to find out the age of Angelo in terms of S years of Sabrina. Earlier, they were providing us the age of Sabrina in numbers, and now they are telling us the same thing in variable. Okay, that is the difference. Sabrina is S years old and Angelo is A years old. Now they're saying Angelo is A, Sabrina is S, so A is equals to 2S. Simple. Copy and complete this function Acha, it becomes a function, a relation. Function means a relation between two different quantities. So the relation would be A is equals to 2S. Whenever we will put the value of S over here, whatever it is, we just have to multiply it by 2 to find out what is the age of Angelo. This is how we have to solve these questions. Now we have next question of the same sort. Leela's mass is 3/4 of the mass of Abdul. Let's make the expression for this. Let's say the mass of Leela is L. A's means is equals to 3 upon 4 means 3 upon 4. Of means multiply the mass of Abdul would. Let's suppose mass of Abdul is A. Okay. So it would be A. And before making this expression, let us write down that suppose in this situation, we have to suppose Leela's mass is equals to L and that of Abdul is A. Then the equation would be Leela's mass will substituted by L. Is means is equals to 3 upon 4 means 3 upon 4. Of means multiply whenever there comes of between two numbers, between two values, there always be a multiplication sign in between them. So 3 upon 4 of means multiply the mass of Abdul. We have already supposed it as A. So it becomes L is equal to 3 upon 4A. It means whatever is the mass of Abdul, we will simply multiply it by 3 upon 4 and we will get the mass of Leela. So if Abdul's mass is 40 kg, so what would be the mass of Leela? What we will do? We will do the same. That is, we will simply multiply 3 upon 4 by 40, simplify it and we will get the answer. 4 ones are 4, 4 tens are 40. Now multiply 10 by 3, you will get 30. It means Leela is 30 years old. If Abdul is 40 years old. Sorry, we are talking about mass. It's not years. It means if Abdul is 40 kilograms, then Leela would be 30 kilograms. If the relation between the two is of 3 upon 4 of the mass of Abdul. Now they're saying write down two more examples of possible masses of Abdul and Leela. Let's take Abdul's mass as 20. Abdul mass is equals to 20 kg. Then Leela would be 3 upon 4 of 20. So 4 ones are 4, 4 fives are 20, and it becomes 3 fives are 15. So Leela would be 15 kgs, right? And similarly, let's take another example. If Abdul's mass is, if let's say A is equals to 28 kgs, then Leela's mass would be L is equals to 3 upon 4 multiplied by 28. 4 ones are 4, 4 sevens are 28, 3 sevens are 21. So Leela's mass would be, Acha, in this case, what do we have to do? We will simply take a number that would be a multiple of 4. It would be easier for you if you will take a multiple of 4 in place of Abdul's mass. Like if I will take a number like this. Let's say Abdul's mass is 50 kgs, okay? If we'll take a number, since we know that 50 is not a multiple of 4, now we will get the answer in points. Therefore, I am asking you to keep the mass of Abdul a multiple of 4. So if you will keep it as 50, your answer would be L is equals to 3 upon 4 multiplied by 50. And when you'll simplify it, 2 twos are 4, 2 25s are 50. Now when we will multiply 3 by 25, we will get 75. And when we will divide it by 2, we will get the answer in points. 2 threes are 6 minus 15. 2 fours are, 2 sevens are 14. You see, now we have to put a point over here. Then comes a decimal. And the answer would be 37.5 kilograms. Although the answer is absolutely correct, but it takes a quite more time to calculate these type of questions. So if you will take a number that would be divisible by 4, it would be easier for you to calculate. Okay. So whatever mass is of Abdul, the mass of Leela would be multiplied by 3 upon 4. Next, you're saying Abdul's mass is x kg and Leela's mass is y kg. So the equation would be y is equals to, if Leela's mass is equals to y now, earlier the equation was L is equals to 3 upon 4 A, right? And now they're saying we supposed the mass of Leela as L and they have supposed Leela's mass as Y. So instead of writing L, we will keep it Y in place of L. Then 3 upon 4 would remain same because it's a constant never changes. And since they have supposed Abdul's mass as X and we supposed it as A, so now we will substitute the value of A by X and the equation would be Y is equals to 3 upon 4X. This is the final answer to part C. Next, we have question number 3. Again, we have to make an equation over here. A book costs 10 more. More means plus than a diary. Whatever is the cost of diary, we just have to add 10 into it and we will get the cost of book. Okay? So basically, first you have to read what the statement is given and then you have to try converting it into the equation. A book cost, the cost of book costs mean is, okay, a book costs means the cost of a book is $10 more. 10 more means 10 plus. Whenever there comes more, it means you just have to add 10 into the given quantity. More than a diary. Then a diary means cost of a diary. So what we will do, we will suppose cost of book is equals to B and cost of a diary is equals to D. Then the statement would be cost of a book. We'll substitute it by B is equals to 10 would remain same, plus would remain same. Cost of a diary would be D. And this would be the statement this time. Now we have to work out. Earlier, there was written as twice or thrice or 3 times or 4 times. And now, since there is more, so we'll just have to add. So every time the statement would be different from the previous one. Now what we have to do, work out how much the book cost. It means we have to find out the cost of book. Where is the cost of book? It's over here. It's already a subject. Whatever is the variable that we have to find out, we makes it a subject. That is, we keep it on the left-hand side all alone. So if the diary cost, they are only telling us the cost of the diary and we have to find out the cost of a book. If that cost of diary is $6, what would be the cost of book? We will simply add 6 with 10 and the answer would be 16. So what are we doing? We are simply adding 10 to the given cost of a diary. So it would be 16. If the diary cost $6, the book would cost 10 more, that is $16. If the diary cost $10, then the book would cost $20. You see, what are we doing? We are simply substituting the values of diary every time. Next, we have if the diary costs 13, the book would be 23. Similarly, if the book cost 14.95, sorry, the diary cost 14.95, then the book would be 14.95 plus 10. Now, how we will add it? We'll simply keep the whole number below whole number and below the decimal would come decimal point. And now when we will add the two, since there are no decimal points in 10, we'll put 2 zeros. It becomes 50 and then 24. So the answer is $24.50. You see, this is how we add the decimal numbers with one another. And now you have to tell me the answer to part 4 in the comment section. Next, we have question number 3, part B. The diary cost X dollars. Now we have to substitute the value of diary by X, write down the cost of the book. What was the equation that we made? It was B is equals to 10 plus D, right? Now, they are telling us the diary cost X dollars. Earlier, they were giving us the cost of diary in numbers, and now they are providing us the cost of diary as a variable. So what we will do, we will simply substitute D by X, and it would be B is equals to 10 plus X. Now, the cost of book would be 10 plus X. You see? This is how we will find the values of. Acha, don't forget to write down dollars as well. 10 plus X dollars. Acha. The cost of the books is Y. Now we have to substitute the value of book as well. The cost of the book is Y. Write down a function to show the relationship between Y and X. So if the cost of book is Y, so we will substitute the value of B by Y is equals to 10 plus X. So earlier it was B is equals to 10 plus D. And now since they have provided us with the values of book and diary as Y and X, so we will make it Y is equals to 10 plus X. Both means the same. B is equals to 10 plus D. Y is equals to 10 plus X. Both are same. What is the difference between the two? It's the difference of the variables. Because earlier we supposed the variables by our own, and now they have provided us the cost of variables in different variables. So we have to substitute those variables that are given in the question. Next, we have a question number 4, which says, this is an equilateral triangle. Each side is 5 centimeters. What is the perimeter of the triangle, right? So first we have to find out the perimeter of a triangle. So how can we find the perimeter of a triangle if only one side is given and we know it's an equilateral triangle? So we'll write down as, since it's an equilateral triangle, the spelling is wrong, just make it correct. Hence, all three sides are equal to each other. Right? So the perimeter would be is equals to 3 multiplied by 5 centimeters. Since there are 5 centimeters and all three are 5 centimeters each. So if we multiply 3 by 5 or we add 5 three times, it means the same. Repeated addition is basically multiplication. I keep repeating these type of statements in my videos, that whenever there is repeated addition, how is it repeated addition? That all three numbers are 5 centimeters each. So this is called 5 is repeating 3 times. It means instead of adding 5 three times, we can simply multiply 3 by 5, right? We will get the same answer, that is 15 centimeters. So the perimeter would be 15 centimeters. What is the perimeter? It's basically the sum of all the sides of a given polygon, of a given shape. The side of an equilateral triangle is 20 centimeters. What is the perimeter of the triangle now? It would be the same. This time what we have to do, we just have to multiply 3 by 20 since each side is 20 now. Okay, so 3 20s are 3 6 are 3 2s are 6 and 0. It becomes 60 centimeters. If the side would change, the perimeter would also change. Okay. Now, what is the connection between the length of one side of an equilateral triangle and the perimeter of the triangle? We can say that P is equals to 3 multiplied by L. You see, suppose P is perimeter and L is the length of one side. Then P is equals to 3 multiplied by L. This is the relation between the perimeter and the length of an equilateral triangle. Each side of an equilateral triangle is S centimeter. Now they are giving us the length of the side is S centimeter. The perimeter is P centimeter. Write down a function. So how we'll write it? We'll write it the same way. That is P is equals to 3S. Whatever is given in place of length, we will simply multiply it by 3 to get the value of p. This is how we deal with the linear equations and making functions. Next, we have question number 5. The length of a rectangle is 3 centimeters more than its width. We know that in a rectangle, there are two dimensions, right? What are the two dimensions? Its length and its breadth. What are they saying? Now, the length of the rectangle, suppose length of the rectangle is L, is 3 centimeters, means is equals to 3 centimeters more than its width. Suppose the width is W. So whatever is the width, we will add 3 into it. 3 centimeters more means 3 plus width. Okay. Is means is equals to length of the rectangle means L. You see, this is how you will transform your equation into your statement into equation. Now, they're saying draw some rectangles that follow this rule. So how we can draw it? Let me draw one rectangle for you. In this rectangle, let us suppose the length is equals to, sorry, let's suppose width is equals to 2 centimeters. So the length would be 2 plus 3, 5 centimeters. You see? Similarly, if the width is equals to 10 centimeters, then the length would be 10 plus 3, 13 centimeters. This is the relation between the length and the breadth. Now they're saying, acha, while making these rectangles, just keep in mind that use the ruler and make accurate drawings. Achha, next they're saying the width of the rectangle is W centimeter and the length is L centimeter as we supposed L and W. Write down a function generalizing the relation between L and W. So it would be L is equals to 3 plus W, right? If it would have been the length of the rectangle is 3 times then its width, then it would have been L is equals to 3W, right? If it would have been the length of the rectangle is 3 centimeters less than its width, then the equation would be L is equals to W minus 3. But since it's 3 centimeters more, it means 3 plus W. This is how we will make the function. Now they're saying the length of the rectangle is 3 times its width. You see, look how the questions are coming up. The length of the rectangle is 3 times its width. Now draw some rectangles that follow this rule. What we have to do, we have to first write down what is the function over here. So the function would be the length of the rectangle is L is equals to 3 times, it means 3 multiplied by width. And we know when we multiply a number by a variable, there comes no multiplication sign. It is understood that there is a multiplication sign. So the general rule would be 3 multiplied by W. And if we draw such rectangles, it would be like this. Let's suppose if the width is 1, so the length would be 3, right? But if the width is, let's suppose, 2 centimeters, then the width would be 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6 centimeters. You see, this time there is a difference of multiplication. And if the width is 3 centimeters, then the length would be 9 centimeters, 3 multiplied by 3. You see the difference. Earlier we were adding 3, now we are multiplying it with 3. So there is a difference between the drawings as well. Find a function generalizing the relation between the perimeter and width. What would be the perimeter and width? So let us first build what is the relation between the perimeter and length and its width. Okay. We know that L is equals to W. L is equals to 3W. W is W. And what is the perimeter? Perimeter is equals to 2 multiplied by length plus 2 multiplied by width. This is how we calculate the perimeter. Or you can make the formula as P is equals to 2 multiplied by L plus W. Both means the same. Okay. Either you multiply both length and width with 2 and then add their sums. Okay. or just add length with width and then multiply it by 2. Both means the same. This is how you calculate perimeter in general. So if length is equals to 3w, we can substitute L with 3w and we can write it as 2 multiplied by 3w plus 2w. Similarly, if you are using this formula, it would be 2 bracket. We will write 3w in place of L because we have to find out a relation between perimeter and width. We do not have to incorporate length. Therefore, we are substituting the values of length in each equation. Now, this becomes 2 multiplied by 3 is equals to 6w plus 2w. And now, since both the variables are like terms, so 6 plus 8 is equals to 8w. And here comes your formula of perimeter, which is P is equals to 8w. And same with this one. If you multiply 3 by the sum of 3w plus w would be 4w. And now when you will multiply 2 by 4, you will get the same answer, that is 8w. So you see, whatever formula you choose, you will get the same answer, that is P is equals to 8w. How do we know? We know that since the length is 3 times of width and there are 2 lengths, so a total of 6w length would be there. And then there are already 2 widths, which is w and w each. So it becomes a total of 6w plus 2w, that is 8w as the perimeter, right? Now they're saying choose a rule of your own that connects the length and width of a rectangle. Draw some examples and find a function to generalize the relation. तो अब यहाँ पर हमें क्या करना है? We have to find out one rule of our own. So what we can say, यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं the length of a rectangle is 2 centimeters less than its width. So this time what will happen, whatever is your width, your length would be 2 centimeter less. Okay, so you can draw a rectangle like this where the width would be greater than your length. You see, let's say if the width is 5 centimeters, the length would be 5 minus 2, 3 centimeters, right? And or you can write down a statement like this: the length of a rectangle is twice the width of it. Okay, whatever is the width, you just have to double to make its length. So you can draw like this, that is, if the length is equals to 3 centimeters, sorry, if the width is equals to 3 centimeters, then your length would be double, that is 6 centimeters. Okay, so you can make any sort of functions like this and you can play in these type of questions like this. So for now, we will discuss these questions we have discussed, and inshallah in the next video we are going to discuss more questions, and then we will start the next exercise. Until then, take care. And if you are new to the channel, do subscribe to my channel. Take care. Allah Hafiz.